Good afternoon, folks. Thanks very much for tuning into today's video. Today's look at July. See how things are shaping up for July. The July look ahead. We're going to be looking at we're going to be using the CFS and also the South Korean model and see what they're saying for the month of July. In an attempt to build a picture of how things may shape up for July before we go on to the final forecast itself, which will be issued on the last day of June itself. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends about CastingZillawatch.com. If you like it, you will support the growth and also expansion of CastingZillawatch.com. So thanks very much for doing that. So let's get on the focus then. This is the focus for the early part of July, and it's from the South Korean model, and we have to indicate this is a chart for 850 HPA temperature, and when you've got the reds, it indicates high pressure, and when you've got the blues, that indicates low pressure. Now the striking thing here is this area of high pressure. Look, I'm just going to highlight that for you along these western parts of the UK, running through the Atlantic too, and this area of lower pressure stretching up through the poles and through to parts of Europe, as well as indicating a polar vortex shunting down through many parts of Central Europe. And what this would mean is a better month in these western parts of the country. Western areas in the best of the sunshine, always cloudier and cooler around these eastern parts of the country for the early part of July. Looking at mid-July, well, what the South Korean wants to do is start to sink the south pressure, the high pressure further southwards, and it introduces more of a westerly flow over the country. This is starting to bring in more of a westerly flow, always cooler and showery across these north and eastern parts of the country. And then we see that the western parts of the country seeing the best conditions with high pressure centred out towards the Azores. So it's the Azores high, bringing in nice weather through the mid part of June, if the South Korean model was correct. And also, I'll notice that it's always low pressure that we see out to the east of the country. So building this idea, perhaps an east-west split through July, and it's the best of the weather in these more western parts of the country. So that's the South Korean model. Let's go on to the CFS model. And before I start using the CFS model, I'll say this time and time again, the TFS is an unreliable model. All models should be treated with a lot of caution if they're going for a long-range suite. But the CFS, particularly because it's not like the other models, it issues its forecast daily, and you have to look at it in an overall point of view, in a very skeptic point of view, in order to use it correctly. And to be honest, to be fair with the CFS, it's been consistent in this idea of high pressure to the west of the country, sitting over the Azores. So you have to take this seriously because it's been consistent, and it's got high pressure out to the southwest of the country and more of a northwesterly flow across these northeastern parts of the country, and that's been fairly consistent. So when it's consistent with the CFS, you have to start taking it seriously, and this again will mean the Azores has better conditions in the south and also west of the country. Looking at CFS version 2 forecast for temperature, well, it's a near normal temperature month across the country, and you would expect that with a more westerly flow of the north and high pressure starting to originate from the south. And the southwestern feed, you would expect temperatures near normal across the country. Just drawing that northerly feed across the far west of the country, and high pressure sinking towards these areas, so more of a southwesterly flow. You would expect temperatures near normal, perhaps just a tad above normal in this southern parts of the country, but CFS has got a low resolution to it. I notice we've got these cooler than normal conditions look across these southern parts of Europe, indicating a trough here, and blocking area of high pressure out to the northeast of the country. This would mean that any low pressures get stalled across parts of Scotland. That probably mean some places in Scotland seeing a lot of rainfall, especially on the hills during the July series. But it's early days, obviously everything can change, and we'll be keeping you up to date every 5 days in July as we go through the month of June. And looking from the CFS version 2 forecast for precipitation, well, again, it's indicating that these dry conditions, are just using orange pen to indicate dry conditions across many areas of the country and stretching through Central Europe too. So this would expect, again, high pressure originating in from the southwest, and the southwestern flow being more dominant pressure across these western parts of the country, and not many knowledge across these more central, indicating about some sunny weather in these areas. But the general theme is for dry weather stretching up from Scandinavia through Central Northern Europe to the UK as we go through the July period, indicated from the CFS. And again, notice these wetter than average conditions out to the south, the east of the country through parts of Europe, that's indicated there by the greens and also the blues in these areas. So thanks very much for watching. Hope this has given you a quick overview as to where things are going for July. Latest guidance from the South Korea model and the CFS model don't make up the whole picture. Other models are included, so do keep going back every 5 or so days, and we'll see how things are shaping up for July. Keep up to date with all the posts on my Twitter feed, so thanks very much for doing that. And have a nice end to the weekend. Have a nice Sunday, and then come back tomorrow. We've got the weekend forecast for the United Kingdom. We'll see how conditions are shaping up over the week ahead, looking like a very interesting one, especially through towards the end of the week. Thanks very much for watching, and see you later.